got work done on that right meniscus, a little knee surgery. So he's been out from injury. He is now back with his partner Samoilovs. They're looking to get to the top of the podium.
Smedins with an error service. Quick side out for the Brazilians. Now, on head-to-head results here, they've both beaten each other twice, 2-2. The Brazilians want revenge here, we're told by one of the Brazilian members of the media here, because the last time that they met, the Latvians beat the Brazilians in front of their home crowd in Sao Paulo. But in Sao Paulo, I should say. It's fair to say they haven't met on the tour in 2015. It's a pretty good start for Brazil, taking the first 2 points very quickly indeed. The man with service is Bruno Schmidt. Here's the set from Alison. Bruno with the attack. Oh, it's another mistake from Alexandra Samoilovs, and 3-0.
That was an incredible play. Look at the defense by Bruno, and more importantly, he's able to put that ball away on the end, but he dug that ball with one hand. Samoilovs not happy about the situation.
The nickname for Samoilovs, the Lion King, because of that long mane of hair, and he lets out a frustrating roar after losing that point. Smedins sets for Samoilovs, and he gets a very powerful, strong left-hand cross-court spike. Very important score on the board for Latvia.
Yeah, I'm anticipating Alison getting about 3 blocks per set out here. He's been blocking well all week long. Samoilovs going to have his hands full trying to get around that big block.
Samoilovs, another error serve, second one of the match so far for the Latvian duo. Allows the Brazilians to maintain their 3-point advantage, 4-1. Easily recognizable with the beard, this is Alison, the big powerhouse of the Brazilian team. He too, a little too anxious to get to the net and not getting the clean serve away.
Yeah, I'm not happy with the missed serves on the Latvian side because they're not even clearing the net. If you're going to miss a serve, miss it deep. Make Brazil make a decision.
That is the power side. You hear this huge grunt from Alison to give it as much power and commitment as possible. Really quite intimidating for the receiving blocker.
No question about it. He is a powerful man, and he knows how to hit right at the defender. That's a challenge right there to Smedins in the backcourt. He doesn't try to go around him. Alison tries to go right through you, and he's successful.
Bruno Schmidt with service for Brazil, 3 clear at 5-2. Oh, almost managed to retrieve that, didn't he, Bruno? But a good score, confidence-building point on the board for Samoilovs.
A little power of his own right there, challenging Alison with a tough hit.
Difficult, lovely dropping float serve ball. Bruno reads it nicely. Over the top of Smedins to the far corner of the court. Nobody was going to find that one. Alison likes it. Now let's see if he can get his serve in here. All-round play is required, and consistency is the key to success. Smedins showing that he's got a bit of power as well. Nice dynamic spike from the Latvian.
Smedins, one of my favorite players because he has all the skills of a beach volleyball player. He can block well, he can set, he's got a whip of an arm, and he's got a great serve. A little error there by Bruno, uncharacteristic. All 4 players really being aggressive early on, hitting the ball as hard as possible. He tries to get a little cute with that little cut shot. If the ball drops just an inch, it can end up into the net.
Yanis Smedins, the Olympic bronze medalist with serve. Here's Bruno now on the attack for Brazil. Oh, they've kept it up. Unlucky. Great dig from Smedins there.
Really solid pursuit. He took off right there. He got it with his left hand, got it up in the air. Look at this right here. His patience, his full layout, and then Samoilovs has to give him a better set right there. He's got to get that ball in a playable position so at least they get another shot.
Samoilovs does give Smedins the better set. Oh, Alison is there at the net.
I said 3 blocks a set. He's already got 2 this set, and that's been the difference. That's why they're up about 3 points. When you get those stuff blocks, it is so important. It can change the game.
8-5, Brazil with a clear advantage here. Samoilovs receives, now attacks. He's there at the net again. Oh, he didn't quite read that one, Alison. And even the great defender, Bruno Schmidt, could not dig that one out.
Nice touch by Samoilovs. You've seen him do that so often throughout this tournament. He's got touch. He can go to the four corners, I call them, the short corners right and left and the deep corners right and left. And that's usually where the opposition is not.
Samoilovs with service. Here's the big spike coming from Alison. Oh, again, cross court, such power.
He's really having his way offensively, Alison. Basically hitting any time that he wants, and he's been so effective. Remember, back in 2011, he was the best offensive player and the best hitter on tour.
Wrong side of the antenna. And the Brazilians go 4 clear. This first set seems to be going very quickly, Dane, and very quickly Brazil's way.
Yeah, Brazil is controlling the pace, they're controlling the aggressiveness, and they're just really doing everything possible. And there's an ace serve by Alison. So in addition to his couple of blocks, he's got an ace, and that's been a huge difference with no blocks coming the way right now of the Latvians and no aces. So Alison really stepping up his game here in the gold medal final.
Smedins on the attack for Latvia. Lovely tip ball, well read, cuts it so finely. And that's one of the few shots that the Brazilians will struggle to make.
Smedins, remember, playing with Martin Plavins in 2012, got the bronze medal in the Olympic Games in London.
Smedins with service. Serves it to Alison. Here's the set. Watch for the big power spike. Oh, this time! And at a crucial time in the first set. Samoilovs reads it, blocks it, and a good side out for Latvia.
Great press over with that left hand by the Lion King right there. They need those points, and they need them right now.
Smedins again serves to Alison. Alison. Again, the Latvians are able to deal with the power spike, but Alison is at the net this time with his block. Maintaining the 4-point advantage for the Brazilian duo.
Alison covering himself in that situation. He hits the ball, gets dug in the backcourt by Smedins, and then it looks like Smedins going to get the point, but Alison says not just yet.
Bruno Schmidt with service for Brazil. That's out of play, side. Timeout is called. Side out for the Latvians, I should say.
Yeah, technical timeout right now. Remember, both teams get 1 timeout per set. Also get a stoppage of play at the technical timeout when the combination of the scores reaches 21 points. And so there's not a lot of downtime in a volleyball match. You really have to strategize. And I think the cool thing is that they do not allow coaches in the box, very similar to tennis. So the players have to figure it out themselves. They have to strategize. They have to really make those adjustments on the fly. They don't have that third set of eyes in a coach telling them what to do. And I really like that aspect about the sport of beach volleyball.
Now, Dane, here's the million-dollar question for you. If you're the Latvians, who clearly are struggling just a little here against the Brazilians, lovely close-up shot there, that Alison, how do you change your tactic, or do you stick with the original game plan?
Well, I think that the Latvians are playing well right now. They've made a couple of errors, but the only difference in this match right now is the fact that Alison has 3 stuff blocks to Samoilovs only 1, and the Brazilians have 1 ace as opposed to no aces on the Latvian side. That's the difference. That's why it's 9-12. Other than that, I believe they're playing really well.
And that is a good dig from Samoilovs to keep the ball up here. Bruno Schmidt tries again.
Beautiful defense. You know what, this Latvian team, a bit of a throwback team, because what do? They don't have a specialist that blocks and plays defense. They switch block. It's very similar to when I played. I played with my partner in 2000 in the Olympics, and we would alternate. One would block, one would play defense.
How do you stop that? Amazing power on the shot, the attacking spike from Alison.
Big hit cross court. We've seen a lot of that out of him. But what I was saying is a lot of these teams have become specialties. You have the big blocker at the net and the crafty defender in the backcourt. Wow! Alison shutting down Smedins, putting up the massive wall.
If he's not attacking with brilliance, he's blocking with absolute precision here. And that is what's going to bring Brazil the gold medal if he can maintain this quality of play.
Yeah, he's playing at a very high level, and you'd think they might have a little bit of a hangover after winning a world championship, but no, they are coming right back at it with the same type of play that we saw against the Netherlands. Maybe one of the best finals that I ever saw, Numador and Varnhorst against these Brazilians. I believe the final score was 22-20 in the third set, Nick.
Bruno on the attack for Brazil. Smedins, has he done enough to save it? No.
Ball ends up hitting that yellow standard, a little decorative standard here in GSTAAD. Samoilovs not too happy about it.
It might look good, but it's not helping his beach volleyball. 4 clear now, Brazil. Bruno Schmidt serves it to Smedins. Samoilovs goes on the second ball touch. Alison sets for his teammate Bruno, goes cross court. Oh, the block not quite working for Latvia. 5 clear, Brazil in the first set.
Bit of an error there by Latvia. That was a play that we haven't seen, an uncharacteristic poor play by them, giving Brazil another point. Up until that point, you know, Brazil really earning those points with blocks and aces, but that time, an unforced error by Latvia.
Bruno serves Smedins this time. Samoilovs sets his teammate. Well read by Bruno on the second ball and blocked by Smedins. Great play from Latvia, an important side out. Stopping the service run of Bruno Schmidt and just narrowing it to the 4-point advantage.
Yeah, I mentioned how Smedins and Samoilovs alternate at the net blocking. There you see the 6'3" Smedins stuffing the ball down. He's a great blocker, but you'd think the 6'5" Samoilovs would be up full time. But I'll tell you what, they have a great combination, a great thing going.
Here's Alison on the attack for Brazil. Again, so difficult. Blink and you miss that ball. It is so fast and so powerful. Brazil again 5 points clear, siding out immediately against the Latvian service. Samoilovs and Smedins here. Oh, that's a great second ball contact from Samoilovs, the Lion King, right down the middle of the Brazilian pair.
He's very proficient at going down the middle on that second contact. And if that ball's passed in the right position where Smedins put it every time, he has that option.
Smedins serves to Alison. Set by Bruno. Alison on the big spike. They both move to the back of the court, but they still have no answer to that power play from the Brazilian.
Yeah, someone has to be at the net and blocking Alison, even if that set's 4 or 5 feet off the net, because he is having a field day right now. He's hitting everything. He's in his comfort zone. You have to block him. You have to stop him and make him think twice.
He's believing that nobody can stop him right now. Bruno Schmidt serves to the middle of the Latvians. Here comes Samoilovs. Tip ball picked up by Alison. Oh, that's a little more like it. Latvia pull one back, still trailing by 4.
Alison should have known that the block was still at the net. There's the option, and then he tries to go a little bit too down. He should have poked that ball to the deep corner.
Samoilovs serves Alison on the second ball contact. Oh, it's not there. It's gone out. The point is given to the Latvians, 15-18. Now, can the Lion King keep this service run going?
I don't like that option right there. Bruno going on the second contact makes real no sense the way that Alison is playing. You got to set him.
Samoilovs with service. Here's the big spike coming from Alison. No tip ball. He's got the ability to mix it up. He's got a huge repertoire of shots when he's in that situation, and that was a classic example. He doesn't have to belt it every time, Dave.
No, actually, if you do try to hit it or belt it every time, as you said, you'll pay for it because the blocker will hone in on your tendency and block it. You want to mix it up. You want to have an array of shots. Power, finesse, power, finesse. Keep the defense guessing each and every time. That's the sign of a great player, and that is a reason that Alison is not only a 2-time world champion. He's also an Olympic silver medalist.
He's so motivated to go one better than his team's performance here in GSTAAD a year ago, where, of course, they took the silver medal. They were beaten by your great friends, Phil Dalhouser and Sean Rosenthal. Sooner Phil gets back to the game, the better, I say.
Yeah, absolutely. Phil is missed right now. Kerry Walsh this weekend re-dislocating that right shoulder, so who knows when she's going to be back. So two of the top American players on the men and women's side are on the sideline right now, and I'll tell you what, the Brazilian contingent is completely taking advantage as they have dominated 7 tournaments in a row for the Brazilian women.
Alison with service here. Well, caught out of position there, not the best of shots, a little unorthodox, but complementing the call for a timeout by the Latvians. They stopped that service run of Alison, side out the Brazilians, trailing by 3. Latvia will serve, and is Smedins, Janis Smedins, just 27 years of age, from Kuldiga with service. Oh, that looked to be going out, but not wanting to risk it. Bruno Schmidt gives the Brazilians set point in the first here, and they're in a commanding position for clear.
They've really earned it, you know. They've really worked hard in this first set, played at such a high level to get to this position.
Oh, he's picked that up off the net nicely, Alison, and now he's going to smash this down. And it is set 1 to Brazil. Alison and Bruno Schmidt, 21-16. That was a quick first set for the Brazilians, and a tough one for Latvia.
I'm impressed. I thought the semifinal, they were in complete control, but right now, they are stepping it up even another level right now. And Alison, everything he touches turning to gold as he hits that ball right at Smedins, but it just has too much velocity on it. Look at that hit, the extension from the right side this time. Doesn't matter really where he is on the court. He is in a zone right now. I bet Alison wishes the Olympics were next week.
I bet he does. But there is no question that Alison and Bruno Schmidt have climbed to the top of the Brazilian Olympic rankings with their superb performances at the World Championships in The Hague last week, and with their performances here. They've beaten the best of Brazil. First of all, he got the better of his old teammate, Emmanuel, of course, who he won a silver medal with at the London 2012 Olympic Games, and then Ivandro and Pedro Salgado in the quarterfinals. So not only are they amassing more Olympic qualifying points than any other Brazilian team, but they're beating the best of Brazil on their way to their Final Fours and their medal match performances.
Yeah, that seems to be one of their biggest competition, playing those other Brazilians. But I'll tell you what, they made quick work of Emmanuel and Ricardo, 15-12, 15-13. Wow. That's when the teacher ends up getting kind of beat up by the student.
Yeah, no, there was no mercy whatsoever. Latvia getting the second set underway here. Well, rather unorthodox play from both sides, to be honest. But the commitment from the Lion King here.
Good balance. He touches it on the block, then he's able to hit it again. Once the block, you can hit it in successive contacts.
Smedins again with service deep to Alison. Set from Bruno Schmidt. Alison with that power spike. They've yet to find the answer to that shot, the Latvians.
Well, they've switched it up. They go to Alison. They've gone to Bruno a few times. I don't know. I think I go to Bruno and risk running down his shots rather than the power and the groove that Alison is in. I don't know if you can stop him.
I have to agree with you there. Lion King sets for Smedins. And that is a great shot. Perfect timing, height and balance from Janis Smedins.
Good roll shot, Bruno on his horse, trying to run it down, but that shot just too perfect.
Samoilovs with services, Alison again. And this time, Smedins reads it. You called it, Dane. You'd made it quite clear. If they keep going for that same attack, eventually they will master them at the net. Great work from Latvia.
It seems like Smedins kind of has a better read on Alison. I would have him at the net more often than not.
Oh, great serve from Samoilovs.
First ace by the Latvians right there. A little floater, the bottom drops out of it, mesmerizes Alison. He cannot handle it.
This is world-class beach volleyball here at the GSTAAD Swatch Beach Volleyball Major. Alison, will he go for the spike again? Oh, but it's a little long. It is.
Just out of bounds wide, so they're starting to cut off the angles for Alison. Finally, they have stopped him. He was batting 1,000, it seemed like. Everything that he was hitting was going down to the sand. Now he's been stopped 2 times in a row.
Oh, that looked to be long as well, but Alison doesn't take the chance. And again, Smedins, the Olympic bronze medalist, blocks out the Olympic silver medalist at the net. And the Olympic gold medalist is our sideline reporter, watching with amazement down on centre court.
How about Alison, 6'8" against the 6'3" Smedins? And it's Smedins who's getting the best of him. He's got great blocking technique.
Latvia have found the answer to the game plan here from Brazil. Lovely dig from the Lion King. Doesn't quite get it over the top of Bruno Schmidt, who attacks for Brazil. It's, wow, right on the corner line.
Such precision shooting by Bruno. Trying to go over on 2 to relieve the pressure from Alison. And then in transition, it's Bruno who finds that deep corner. He's been solid this entire tournament.
He stops that point run from Latvia. Samoilovs is blocked. Smedins is shut out by Alison. And that's a sweet revenge for Alison up against Smedins.
You better believe that Alison enjoyed that one. Look at the timing, pressing into the angle.
Samoilovs with the set, Smedins with the attack, showing Alison that he's got just as much power and can get just as much speed out of the spike. Still with a 4-point advantage here. Smedins it is with serve for Latvia in the red and white shirts. Here's Alison on the attack. It's out again. He's pushed it too far.
Yeah, he's running out of real estate, trying to go a little bit too sharp, and that's what's costing him right now.
5 clear Latvia now. Here's Smedins with service once again. Goes to Alison. Can he find the space this time? Goes for the tip ball. No chance. Smedins on the attack now. Oh, and already Bruno Schmidt was committed off to the left-hand side of the court. 9-3, 6 clear Latvia. What a crackerjack start to this second set for the Latvians.
Brazilian's going to have to call a timeout. Look at this. Both Brazilians players are on this. Brazil, Alison tries to block it. He deflects it because Bruno was running it down. He wanted that line shot, but sometimes that happens. The Latvians couldn't ask for a better start here in set number 2. They've made the adjustments. They started to block balls. They've gotten an ace here in the second set, and they've held Brazil to low numbers in both those categories. It was Brazil with the blocks and aces in set number 1. Now the tables have turned.
Alison on the left of your screens, Bruno Schmidt on the right. The Brazilians who have taken the first set, but they're under a little bit of pressure here in the second. Let's not forget that in the round of 16, quarters and semis, they haven't dropped a set at all. Latvia struggling in the first set to try and find the answer to the Brazilian power play, and it looks like they've found it here. The Lion King with the long hair, Samoilovs and Smedins. Smedins, Olympic bronze medalist from London 2012, but with a different partner, Martin Plavins, of course, and silver medalist Alison with Emmanuel, who he knocked out of the competition here from London 2012. Going to Alison again, sticking with the same plan here, the Latvians. Good shot from Alison, justifying the timeout call from the Brazilians, stopping the momentum of Latvia and pulling an important point back.
Yeah, I'm curious to watch the Brazilians as they completely controlled set number 1. Now they find themselves in a hole in set number 2. Will they be able to dig themselves out of it?
Bruno Schmidt with service. Oh, great save. Second ball touch, first ball touch, and he gets it away. 5 and 9. Oh,
really great high-level volleyball right there. Great defense by Smedins, great rundown by Bruno in the backcourt, and then Alison always hovering at the net. Great touch right there. Here he gets a hit. You think it's going to be a winner, and then the overpass goes right back at him. Alison, just a monster up there.
Alison waits at the net. Bruno Schmidt serves Samoilovs. Here he is on the attack. Oh, right on the line. Perfect measurement of that shot.
Yeah, he really challenged. He was going after Alison. He was going to hit that ball as hard as he could. It was either going to be in or going to come right back at him.
Samoilovs with service to Alison. Overhead set. And now he's found the space to go cross court. That was the spike that was so effective for Alison in the first set. And it's starting to find the sand in the second. Alison with service once again. Samoilovs. Oh, lovely shot. Very nice indeed. Real finesse from the Lion King.
That's the thing. You think he's going to come in with power every time, but he is a very crafty player. Loves to go over on two.
Smedins for Latvia. Serves Alison. Now here's the set. Here comes the power play. Oh, Smedins. Yes, they've done enough to keep the ball up. Smedins, can he finish it? A cheeky tip ball, but an effective point and a very valuable point for Latvia. Going 6 clear of Brazil. Latvia looking good to pull back the second set.
What was most impressive is that set by Samoilovs. Look at it. He puts it up, teeing up. Smedins basically can do whatever he wants on that.
Schmidt's service once again. Oh, Samoilovs cannot get that one out of the net. Side out for the Brazilians. 7-12, still 5 behind. Work to do for Bruno Schmidt and Alison.
Yeah, they haven't been able to cut into this lead right now, trailing by 5. They need to start making a move.
That's a good service from Bruno Schmidt. Smedins on the attack for Latvia. And brushes off the hands of Alison. 13-7.
As we look at the replay right there, Smedins challenging, going right at Alison. A risky play, but it pans out that time.
Samoilovs serves for Latvia. Here's the attack from Alison. Oh, what a great dig. Second ball contact from Smedins. Here's Bruno Schmidt now. Oh, it's there! Samoilovs of Latvia with a little bit of luck, a little bit of help. Nothing wrong with a little bit of lady luck every now and again, but it's the dig that is worth its weight in gold here.
Yeah, he's laying it out. He's showing that he can play at the net, he can play defense, offense. Beautiful scoop over the net, and not even the great Bruno can run that one down.
So the Brazilians have called a timeout. Latvia starting to take control of this second set.
Yeah, I like what the adjustments that they've made. They weren't playing poorly in the first set. They just weren't getting those big plays. They weren't winning the broken plays and the long rallies. They weren't getting the aces or the blocks, but they've turned around their fate here and they've relaxed. You see that they've had more runs of points. They had that run of 5 points. That's what created the big hole, and they've only expanded upon that. So up 14-7 at the technical timeout. You couldn't ask for a better position. If you're Latvia, the pressure is off for the moment. Remember, they're down a set, but now just 7 points away from forcing a third set, and you know these fans are fired up. That's what they want to see. They want to see a tiebreak third set, and this one to go down to the wire.
The head-to-head statistic is 2-2. Both these teams desperately want this. And of course, this is the penultimate Swatch Beach Volleyball Major of the season. Samoilovs with service. Here's Bruno Schmidt on the attack. Reads that ball beautifully. Over the top of Smedins. Deep to the back of the court.
Yeah, you mentioned these two teams playing previously, and it seems like they have traded off. The Brazilians will win then the Latvians, and then the Brazilians, then the Latvians. The Latvians winning the last time, so, oh, an ace serve right in the middle. So what I was going to say, is it Brazil's turn to win? And you mentioned the revenge factor. Brazil never likes losing on their home and losing in Sao Paulo. That was upsetting.
Some scalp. Samoilovs with a very clever little tip ball, reading the position of the opposition so cleverly and maintaining Latvia's 6-point advantage here in the second set. Smedins will serve here. Smedins serves to Bruno Schmidt, who now is on the attack for Brazil. Oh, great block there from Samoilovs.
They are just tag teaming at the net. Sometimes it's Smedins, sometimes it's Samoilovs, but the result is the same. They have 3 blocks each.
Oh, Samoilovs was there again, and he's been given it.
He stuffs it right off the head of Alison. So 2 very impressive stuff blocks at the net by the 6'5" Lion King Samoilovs.
Here's the set for Bruno. Oh, is that ball out? It is. The mistake's being forced upon the Brazilians here. And Latvia surely have done enough. Now, this is how Latvia played their semi-final against the Dutch. Lost the first, won the second, and stole it in the third shortened set. Alison setting up for Bruno here. Just a little bit of hesitation from both players. Touch of the fingers, though, I think, for Samoilovs. Still 8 points clear, Latvia, but an important side out for Brazil. Side switch as well, to make sure that there's no advantage from a wind perspective or from the sunlight. Still Latvia looking very good to tie the scores at 1-set-all here. Bruno Schmidt to the back of the court to serve for Brazil. 28-year-old from Vitória. Oh, great spike from Samoilovs.
Solid hit. It looked like the block was going to be there, but Samoilovs' arm is so quick that sometimes he beats the block to the position, definitely that time, and gets that ball down to the sand.
Unlucky for Smedins. Thought he'd got that one red. And Brazil will fight this one right to the end of the second set, but so far so good. Alison will take service. Just a couple of side outs needed for Latvia to wrap up set 2 here and take it to the third. Samoilovs sets for Smedins. He's at the net once. Watches the ball go out on the second attempt from Latvia. 12-19.
It's going to be very difficult for Brazil to get back in this one since they've dug themselves such a hole, but they want to start playing better before the start of the third set.
Oh, a little bit of help from the net. Samoilovs takes the Latvians to set points, 20-12. Smedins serves to keep Latvia in contention for the gold here in GSTAAD, Switzerland. Alison, yeah, goes a little cross court. Nice shot. Once again demonstrating his broad skill set.
Yeah, what they want to do is start to play better. Maybe they can chip away here, get a few points. I almost think it's impossible to come back and win this set, but anything is possible in the end. They're going to have to get some big plays.
Smedins with a very nice drop shot over the top of Alison. Put Latvia right back into the hunt for gold here. And their 57,000 potential winners check. The crowd loving it, on their feet, applauding the Latvians. And for the first time since the quarterfinals, for the first time quite possibly here in Switzerland, we see a weakness from Alison and Bruno Schmidt, the newly crowned world champions, Dane.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a weakness. I didn't think that Alison could keep up the way he was hitting. I mean, he was unstoppable at the time. So the Latvians made an adjustment, and there you see the scores, 21-16 going the Brazilian way in the first set, and then 21-13 in the second set. 21-13, that's a pretty good beatdown for the Latvians to come back and make those adjustments. But you're right. What the Latvians have figured out is if they can execute from the net, blocking, then they're in better shape. If Alison is having his way and just bringing that big grunt and hitting the ball down, they don't have a shot. They both stepped up. They're alternate blockers, so they both have their share at the net. I have 4 blocks for Samoilovs, 3 blocks for Smedins, so they're sharing the responsibility, and they've definitely made the Brazilians change their strategy, and it's not going the Brazilians' way right now. The question is, what adjustments will Brazil make? Instead of trying to hit through the blocker, will Alison be more crafty here?
Well, it's interesting to see, can the Lions of Latvia get the better of the boom, boom, bang Brazilian team? And who will make what strategy changes to try and get this third set? It will only go to 15. Side switches at 5 points. First point goes to Brazil. Alison at the net, getting the better of the duel with Smedins and doing very well to avoid a net touch there.
Yeah, Alison doesn't touch this ball. He just makes sure that he doesn't net, but an error right off the bat for Smedins.
Smedins receives a set. Smedins attacks. Bruno Schmidt on the second ball for Alison. It's the perfect start for Brazil. 2-0 up, starting to find that pace and momentum like they demonstrated in the first set earlier.
Well, their strategy right now is to go to Smedins and put big Alison right in his face. He got a nice controlled block on that last one. Let's see if the Brazilians continue to go to him. And they do.
Ace serve from Bruno Schmidt right down the middle. Yeah, that camera in the perfect position there. 3-0. Oh, not good for Latvia.
You couldn't have put it in a better position, right in between the players at an angle where there was a lot of indecision.
He's mixing it up nicely here, Bruno Schmidt, with his service. This time he goes to Smedins. Smedins now attacks for Latvia. Still looking for that first point. Oh, and Brazil scoring quickly, scoring confidently. Now 4 clear.
Yeah, the adjustment that's being made by Brazil is, I believe that they're going to exclusively go to Smedins right now because they've had more success against him. Lion King, Samoilovs, has been more crafty in terms of putting the ball away.
Good point that you make, Dane. Here is again Bruno Schmidt. Goes to Smedins. Samoilovs goes on the second ball. Bruno Schmidt, well, almost the perfect save. Not quite. First point is on the board for Latvia. Side switch at 5 points in the third set rather than 7 in sets 1 and 2. And look how quickly Alison goes to the new-sided court to get on with play as quick as possible.
They're trying to dictate the pace of play. Up 4-1, things are going your way. You want to hurry things up if that's the way you feel.
Smedins serves to Alison, now on the attack. Oh, look at that. That's the power play that has been such a successful point scorer for this Brazilian duo.
Look at Alison, great camera angle. He comes in, looks like he's going cross court, bangs it straight down the line. Nobody's getting that ball up.
Alison with service. Serves to Smedins. Second ball touch is read by Alison. And again, the big man from the Brazilian team dominating at the net, reading everything to perfection.
He's everywhere. Look at his timing. He's perfect on his timing. He knows it's going to be a shot. He waits. He targets it back into the court, and Samoilovs knows immediately that that one's down.
Smedins this time at the net with Alison. Oh, Bruno Schmidt saying that should have been mine to his teammate and apologising. An important side out to take Latvia to 2-6 against Brazil. Samoilovs with service.
That was a really lazy play by Alison. Didn't look like he wanted to bend over and pass that ball. And that's the advantage of the short serve. You take his approach out, and that's kind of a halfway play for him, I would say. And you got to be careful. You take your foot off the gas, you could be in trouble against these Latvians.
Oh, there it is. Great work from Smedins. have to say you could see that spike and smash coming from Alison way before he'd even hit the ball, and that gave Smedins the great, or a perfect opportunity to block at the net.
Yeah, I want you to remember that short serve that Alison kind of halfway went for, gave up that point, and then they get a second point right in a row. That could be a turning point.
You've called it, Dane. Spot on. Look at that, from a 5-point trail to now just 1 point off here. That is superb work from Latvia to claw their way back into this third set. This match is far from over.
Well, that's the thing. You cannot get cute out here and halfway on one play. I think that could have been an easy play for Alison to get in there, pass the ball, put it away. Instead, he kind of short-hopped it, kind of flipped it over the net out of bounds, didn't think much of it, but then all of a sudden, a little lapse in focus, a lapse in concentration. He gives up 2 more points, so it's 3 in a row for Latvia, and now they find themselves right in the mix. Remember, a second ago, it was 6-2.
Dare I say a little bit of arrogance from Alison? Dare I say that he thought he'd already got that goal before he got to the score of 15? The Latvians certainly made the Brazilians pay, and those points came very quickly. In the space of 4 minutes, they're right back into this third set. It's not over yet. Brazil looking for the finish line a little too early, I would say. And Latvia make them pay. Now let's get right back into the action here. Brazil still with the advantage, 6-5. Samoilovs with service. Another very short serve. Again, making Alison work for it. Now, that's a better play, justifying the timeout call from the Brazilians and firing it right at the feet of the Lion King.
I really like what Latvia is doing. They do that short serve to the big Brazilian and Alison to take his approach away. If he has to creep in and pass the ball, he can't get a big, powerful approach.
Bruno Schmidt serves Smedins. Oh, this time, no shortage of commitment from Alison. On the second ball, and he's there again, Bruno Schmidt. And they got it. What defensive play from Bruno Schmidt. Alison as well, just getting a little more active on the court here.
That was awesome. I mean, Alison turned around as a blocker and thought that that shot was going to go down for sure. But Bruno covers it up, continuing the rally. And then look at Alison execute to the open court. What a great rally by the Brazilians.
That could be the turning point of this third set for the Brazilians. Once again, the Latvians find themselves in a position where they need to fight back. And it looks like the Latvians have called a very quick timeout, again, to try and stop the momentum.
Yeah, I think that, I guess we would call that, that's when maybe Brazil got back on track, because Latvia was pressing them, and if they would have got that last point, I mean, it could have been a little bit sketchy for the Brazilians. Communication happening between the Latvians right now. These two teams are really great. It's great to watch such high-level volleyball being played, and it's so strategic right now. The Latvians, they want to serve Alison and see if they can score points off of him. The Brazilians, they want to go to Smedins, and Smedins every time is such a crafty player, but he has struggled against Alison. It's the team that's going to execute, get some of those blocks, and we've seen those ace serves here and there. But right now, I have 4 blocks for Samoilovs, 4 blocks for Smedins, a total of 8. And guess what? Alison by himself at the net, he has 8 blocks. So that's why things pretty close.
Brazil have the 3-point advantage, but we've seen Latvia, Samoilovs and Smedins just pull it out of the fire at the last minute in their semi-final to earn their spot here in the last match of the competition. But this is Bruno Schmidt with service for Brazil. Serves long to Samoilovs. Here's Samoilovs now on the attack for Latvia. Yes, he's got him at the net. The referee gives the point to Brazil. 4 clear at 9-5. This is the third set. We're only heading to 15, not 21.
Smedins was asking the ref why he called the whistle so quick. It's because the ball got blocked off of Samoilovs. Then he made a play on it. That's 2 contacts in a row, which is illegal. Brazil back on fire.
Bruno Schmidt serves Samoilovs once again. Samoilovs now on the attack. Good spot for the Latvian. Absolutely crucial side out for Samoilovs and Smedins. Smedins it is that will serve. Great shot. Under real pressure here now, Latvia.
Yeah, they are. The Brazilians had a bit of a lapse. We talked about those 3-4 points in a row by Latvia, but it seems like Brazil has reclaimed control.
Touch by Samoilovs, gives the point to Brazil. They're 4 clear, 10-6.
Yeah, they've made quite a move. Remember, it was just 6-5 a moment ago, and now Brazil on a 4-1 run.
Alison serves Samoilovs. Schmedin, just a little tricky to control the ball off the net. Bruno Schmidt takes the Brazilians now 5 points clear.
Bruno Schmidt, a little power of his own. Remember, he's only 6 feet 1 inches, but he jumps almost better than anybody out there on the beach. He snaps that one down quickly.
Great block again from Alison. Can he finish it on the second ball? No, decides to set Bruno Schmidt. The ball goes out of play. 12-6 now for Brazil, and the Latvians starting to shake their heads and look a little despondent. I'm not sure they're going to be able to claw this one back. Some of the Brazilian fans already starting to celebrate in the crowd.
Yeah, Bruno having a good time. First he signaled to some fans on the end line, then he goes to some fans on the sideline. Like I said, no matter what country you go to, I think the memo goes out on social media and the Brazilians come out of the woodwork to cheer. It's quite a sight.
Smedins beaten by Alison at the net. Oh, and this must now be the clear turning point for Brazil to add their first major gold medal alongside the World Championship gold they won a week ago.
Incredible. 9 stuff blocks for the great Alison.
Well, just fires that one into the net, shakes his head.
They have completely reclaimed. That's the interesting thing. Even in a game to 15, how quick it is. You saw Brazil take control, then they lost control. The Latvians came back, but you're seeing how great this Brazilian duo is. They can make adjustments on the fly and get back in control quickly.
Samoilovs with service to Alison. Nice short serve. And that's the tactic that brought them success in that second set. Let's see if it can get them back in the match in the third.
Yeah, I saw the adjustment. Remember, in the World Championships, when Brazil played the Netherlands, they got crushed in the first set. Then they came back and won in 3 sets. They have the ability to adjust on the fly.
This time, Bruno Schmidt comes in to help out Alison. Oh, beautiful. That gives the Brazilians match point. And Bruno Schmidt doing all the work on court and earning a well-deserved point.
Such finesse on his shots. He's got great vision. He knows exactly where the defender is at all times.
Bruno Schmidt with service, looking to wrap it all up here now. Big jump serve. Not quite wrapping it up with an ace. Latvia side out, 4 points off Brazil. They know they've done enough, surely. Even the great Latvian duo of Samoilovs and Smedin will not be able to pull this one back. Here's the set, Bruno Schmidt up at the net. There it is! Oh no, Latvia! Breathe another point, breathe another chance, breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, it looked like there might have been a touch. Bruno trying to argue his point, but he won't get it.
Smedins again with service. Alison sets for Bruno Schmidt. It's down, it's good. 15-10. The World Championship gold a week ago. Their first major gold here in GSTAAD. It is a sensational competition, a brilliant finale for Alison and Bruno Schmidt of Brazil, who do the double here in GSTAAD. Larissa Talita, the women's gold, Alison and Bruno, the men's, getting the better of Latvia in 3 sets, but 2 sets to 1, and Brazil take $57,000 and another 800 Olympic qualifying points.
Yeah, those 800 Olympic qualifying points, very important. That'll move them into that second position ahead of Emmanuel Rigo and Ricardo Santos. So a big move here today by the Brazilian duo. Of course, only 2 teams make it into the Olympics from each country, and they're fighting for one of those spots. Winning the World Championships a week ago, no hangover this week. They win yet again. I would definitely say the team of Alison and Bruno are peaking.
They struggled in the opening major of the series in Porec, 17th. Struggled in Stavanger, only 9th. They found form and confidence at the World Championships in The Hague, and they've carried on. No hangover from the Worlds, just confidence and momentum for Alison and Bruno Schmidt. Their second win of the season. Their first in the Swatch Beach Volleyball Major Series. And if they can maintain this form, they will be the hot favourites to take another gold at the Swatch Beach Volleyball FIVB World Tour Finals on the 29th of September till the 4th of October. Let's take a close look at the set stats. 21-16, the first goes to Brazil. Latvia did so well to come back in the second, 21-13. But the final outcome, 15-10 in the third set. Brazil take gold 2-1.
Saw some amazing volleyball in both the bronze and the gold medal, both going 3 sets. Of course, the Netherlands winning in that bronze, and it'll be interesting what the champions have to say. Bruno Oscar Schmidt down on the court with Julius Brink.
So Bruno, last week world champs, this time major. Seems like you're unstoppable.
No, we're chilling this moment, no? Like I said in the semifinals, we knew that after the world champs, we're gonna divide our season. Now we knew that we're gonna do way better after the world champs. We got a lot of motivation after that result, amazing result. Thank you, my team. We are completely tired, and I need to give all the credit for Alison. He was really monster in the tie break, especially. Make more than 5 blocks. So make it easier for us. Alison, you are goddamn warrior, my friend. Congrats, buddy. Guys, clap your hand for my partner, please. Yeah, this tournament is like we got a little tired. We were tired because yesterday we have 3 matches in a row. And then more 2, so we need some rest right now.
Okay, tell me a secret. How are you going to celebrate this win?
We need to come back home. We are 2 months already out of home, so we need serious get home right now.
So the next big tournament is the Fort Lauderdale season final. Any expectations about that? What are you expecting?
For what, sorry, Julius?
Fort Lauderdale season final.
Yeah, we'll see now the season final. It's going to be awesome in Fort Lauderdale. They also made an excellent event in St. Pete. We are so excited to be there. At the beginning of the season, I was thinking about, oh my gosh, I need to make some results to be there. And now I think we got it. Yeah, but we are not thinking about just this. We are just chilling this moment, try to keep this level. It's so good to play like this. We are really appreciate playing like this, and I hope that we continue in Japan.
Bruno and Alison, thank you very much.
Well, interesting words from Bruno there. Clearly giving a lot of the credit to the warrior, were the words that he used, Dane. The warrior, Alison. I think the word Terminator sums it up more than warrior. He really is an awesome player at the net. Big, powerful, frightening blocker, I have to say. He scares me every time I shake his hand.
He's a big guy. He looks like a linebacker in American football. I mean, he is huge. He's intimidating force, and it's crazy that he is so agile, so athletic at his size. He can move so well. As we take a look at the statistics on the match, 9 blocks for Brazil and 8 blocks for Latvia. Latvia splitting it up. It was Samoilovs with 4 blocks, Smedins with 4 blocks, totaling 8. It was all Alison with 9 blocks. That seemed to be the difference, in addition to those 3 aces to 1 on the Latvian side. It was interesting, the fact that this match went back and forth. I think very high-level volleyball. Neither team, when they look at the tape and look at the statistics, will be disappointed in the way that they played. Maybe they could have executed here or there a little bit better, but 8 to 9 blocks, I mean, pretty evenly played matchup, and I was impressed at how the momentum swung back and forth, but it was Brazil who had the tricks in their bag to swing the momentum back on their side when it mattered most, and that was at the end of that third set.
Let's chat a little bit about the lap.